big fan of SpongeBob. I watch all of the episodes. But sadly, the creator passed away. I was actually crying since that day he passed away. He was my childhood. As an honor of him, I bought every SpongeBob episode to season 1 to 10. I found a man walking down the street with a lost episode of SpongeBob. I asked him, how many? And he said, it's free. And then it begins with the Nickelodeon fish floating around. It was back in early days until I noticed something. The fish's eyes were red and they had bloodshot. Well, I didn't really care about it, so I kept watching. The background was just dark as a pentagram. The title of the episode was called Lies. I had a mysterious thing about the episode. After the episode, a creepy backwards music box was playing. And then it began with SpongeBob eating some kilogram next to Gary. It looks like another episode so far. Well, Gary, I'm heading to work. See you later, Care Bear. After SpongeBob left the house and off to work, he saw a fish hanging from the tree, and it zooms in on his detailed face. There were blood coming out of his eyes, and his skin was decomposing with flies all around him. I was scared at this point. SpongeBob screamed at the top of his lungs and ran to the Krusty Krab. And he saw people waiting in line for Krabby Patties. All I can hear was the crabs yell out loud, SpongeBob! The only thing is, it wasn't the original voice actor. It was a man that sounded like he had a coat and lost 65 years old. These customers are on the face here. You must make those Krabby Patties immediately. SpongeBob went to the kitchen without saying a word. He started making Krabby Patties. Then, this is where the whole episode goes down a row. Metal doors shake could be heard out of nowhere. Later on, screams of innocence could be heard. It sounded like a torture room. I started to shake. SpongeBob started melting until his rib cage started showing. The whole kitchen was set on fire. In fact, the audio stopped. SpongeBob looked at the screen and then he said, people think I'm a good person. Lies, 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 he said. And he walked to Krusty Krab. When he came, he was confused. SpongeBob already knew how to make Krabby Patties. And the most craziest thing happened. He killed Mr. Krabs. And he went to Squidward. Squidward told him to bluff off. SpongeBob said in a demonic voice, you will face the after SpongeBob. Prepare to die. And then he killed Squidward. And then Squidward is on the ground, dead. Well, SpongeBob was looking at a heart. I saw the close-up on the heart, and it wasn't a very normal cartoon heart. It was a real heart that looks photorealistic. I threw up on the floor. As I kept watching, SpongeBob entered the gym. He saw Larry giving him approaching milkshake. When Larry drank it, he started throwing up blood. It was a realistic-looking blood. And it showed that he put some cyanide pills inside the shake. And he goes to Sandy's house. Sandy was looking on a brand new invention that looks like a wood chipper. SpongeBob threw a rock at his glass and the glass broke. Sandy died because of the rock, because SpongeBob threw it into. And then SpongeBob said, I just need one more kill. And then he went to Patrick's house with a bat full of nails. Patrick was scared. He was biting his nails, even though he didn't have any nails or fingers. SpongeBob opened the rock. Patrick screamed. And then he got the pinch black. And then it said some weird language. I don't know what it meant, so I used Google to translate on my phone. It was Japanese. That meant you were next. And then it cuts to SpongeBob's house, and he looked inside of the house, which was all dirty and trash. There's also a pentagram on the back of the wall. It was the same thing in the telecard. And it showed Gary dead. And it showed the dead fish kids. And then he saw it was SpongeBob and a sad face covered in blood. Why? Kitty bottom. Why? He said, I can't fix my baby only way out. SpongeBob ripped his lips and wrote lies on it. He died shortly. The episode ended. I ended up having nonchalant suicide thoughts. Whatever you do, under any circumstances, don't watch that episode. Bye.